Rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Case number JVB 1013, case of the Jacksons.
Thank you. You all may be seated. Okay. Ms. Jackson?
Yes.
You brought this case before the court.
I did.
Okay, what's going on?
So, James and I split about a couple of years ago, and it's been pretty good. We've been splitting costs for our girl, but her last birthday she was 8 years old, and we had a great party. I planned it. It's been a lot of time, and it was about $1,500.
How, 8 years old?
Yes. Well, okay, she really likes ice skating, so we rented out the ice skating rink, and then Tara Lipinski came and did a little routine for the girls. It was a lot of fun. But anyways, it did cost something, and James just refused to pay it.
The courtroom quiets as the judge brings the session to order. Miss Jackson steps up, prepared to make her case. She explains that since her split from James, they've been co-parenting their daughter, dividing both custody and expenses. But now, a disagreement has surfaced. James refused to contribute to their daughter's $1,500 birthday party. The judge, skeptical of the steep cost, leans forward and asks who made the call for such an extravagant celebration.
Whose idea was it? Wait. How much was the birthday party?
$1,500.
Whose idea was it to have that expensive birthday party?
Tierney brought up the whole inspiration for it. So I just kind of, looked at what past birthday parties we had gone to, kind of the expectation was set at a certain level, and yeah, so I did ask James for certain input, and he did not give that, so I just took that as I have to parent up. So
So you want him to pay child support now?
Yes, I think this is kind of it's changing up the dynamics a little bit, that he wouldn't even pay for a little bit of her birthday party. So she's getting into ballet. There's recitals coming up. There are other things coming up, and I'm just nervous that she's gonna see that imbalance in our relationship, and it's gonna cost something.
But you're creating the imbalance. $1,500 for an 8-year-old birthday party?
That doesn't sound, it sounds bad when you say it out of the context, but that's normal.
Within the context.
Jackson holds firm, explaining that the $1,500 party was inspired by upscale events they had attended, including those hosted by Tara Lipinski. She acknowledges that James had no say in the planning or the cost, so she went ahead on her own. But her real concern, she argues, extends beyond this one party. She worries about an ongoing imbalance in their co-parenting, especially with future expenses like ballet recitals looming. The judge, unimpressed, leans in and bluntly calls the price tag excessive. She challenges Miss Jackson, demanding to know exactly what she expects from James.
That is ridiculous.
That is normal.
No, it's not normal.
Susie had a birthday party that cost $2,000. So
you're trying to keep up with Susie?
Well, I didn't do $2,000. I could have done $2,000, and I think I kept it at a reasonable cost.
Wait a minute.
To meet Tara.
Pause. Can you speak some reason to me?
I would love to try, Your Honor. I am more than happy to help our daughter celebrate and live her life. But there comes a point where it's just, it's frivolous. It's opulent,
I agree.
I would have been fine going halfway down the middle of just like paying to have some kids to the skating rink. But we did not need Tara Lipinski there. I thought that you were joking when you said that, which is why I didn't respond.
I do not joke. And you know how...
Excuse me. Last time I checked, I was the judge. So I would like for the two of you to address me.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sorry.
You're welcome. You did not need Tara there.
Tierney really wanted her, though.
Yeah, but Tierney is not paying $1,500, is she? No, and it's absolutely ridiculous that you have the expectation of him.
James expresses his willingness to support their daughter, but firmly argues that a $1,500 party was unnecessary. He believes a simpler celebration would have been just as meaningful and questions why Tara Lipinski's presence was even considered. The judge nods in agreement, ruling that the party was an excessive expense and will not be factored into child support. Miss Jackson attempts to justify the cost, but the judge cuts in, making it clear. Luxury spending is a personal decision, not James's financial obligation.
To pay that when it was your idea. That is ridiculous. And you came to court today to ask me to do what exactly?
I just want in the future to make sure that there is a balance in our relationship.
I'm going to ask you again. What is it that you came to court to ask me to do?
I would like him to pay child support.
Well, I would like for you to not spend $1,500 on a birthday party. The 9-year-old, when she turns 9, no $1,500. When she turns 10,
Thank you.
no $1,500. I mean, that is absurd. And then you want him to pay you child support because he did not want to go in with you with this ridiculous amount of money you spend on a birthday party. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. I'm not going to have him pay child support based on that, and you guys have been sharing custody. So I'm assuming when the child is with you, you cover the
Of course.
expenses for the child, right?
And it's usually really amicable. It usually works really well, but
Well, it sounds like she probably put herself in the hole with that $1,500 birthday party and is trying to recoup some of the money from it.
The judge rules that James has no obligation to contribute child support for the birthday party. She emphasizes that lavish spending is a personal decision and cannot be used to justify additional financial demands. With her verdict made clear, she dismisses the case, officially closing the dispute.
Because you were trying to keep up with Susie paying $2,000, which is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm not going to do it. And I cannot believe you actually filed this in court and asked me to do it for those grounds. Yeah.
I see that there's no weird issue with this thing. Okay.
Well, it's just, I'm happy to help. I'm happy to step in and help our daughter pursue her interests. If she wants to do ballet, sure.
Ballet makes sense. Ballet is an activity.
Right.
If she chooses to do ballet in school, I mean, it's an educational activity as well. But I am not going to order anybody pay child support based on a $1,500 birthday party. And you guys share custody. Who pays health insurance?
We both do.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing you guys should be doing. Maintain your own individual health insurance, but no, he is not going to pay child support for that reason. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Is there anything further?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there anything further from you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. If there's nothing further, you both are dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The lawyer summarizes the key lesson. A parent's choice to spend lavishly doesn't mean they're owed extra child support. The video wraps up with an invitation for viewers to share their opinions and subscribe for more content. This ending neatly reinforces the judge's ruling while highlighting the importance of financial responsibility in co-parenting. The call to action encourages continued engagement, keeping the conversation going beyond the case.